About that time when we take a look at the trends that have seen the light of the day this morning, and we are joined by Raymond Mude, who is from our digital desk here at Standard Group. Raymond, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so off the bat, let's start with, I know this has been talked a lot, and it's about the Ian Njoroge who was arrested, after assaulting a police officer. A lot has been said. What exactly are guys saying?
There's that particular clip of Ian Njoroge doing rounds online of him being grilled. Everybody was very scared about how he'll get caught and what happens to him after he got caught.
Yeah.
And now he's in the precincts of police cells. And that video that was doing round was of him being commandeered by police officers to give more information about his parents, his anger, which he said is what prompted him to attack the police officer. Apparently over a 50,000 shilling bribe, which is something that Kenyans are also picking issue with, as well as trying to complain about the traffic officers and their incessant demand for bribes and all manner of talks between police brutality and, generally the corrupt police force, which is especially the traffic police officers, who seemingly have now been caught by the public from this video. We do not in any way support violence against police, but Kenyans online are also asking that police be treated equally in terms of judging them against those traffic offenses, I mean those bribery accusations. And now Kenyans are complaining, saying I was asked to pay this kind of bribe here and there. And there's even videos doing rounds of old altercations between police and civilians, and even photos, by the way. I don't know if you've seen those photos, Ashley, of police, especially from Andamano. Those photos are now resurfacing online.
Yeah, and it's sad whatever happened, and I guess it's a lesson to all of us that, despite everything, you shouldn't react to anger or to anything. But as you've mentioned, there's always two sides to a coin. So even as, he's being reprimanded for his actions, let's take a look at what got him there. So anyway, that's something that will continue. I know that conversation is not stopping there. But let's head to Embakasi. Yesterday, we saw a gas tanker explode. Another one.
Yes. And interestingly, this particular one, the driver of the truck is said to have come out and called for alarm for people to move away from the truck. I understand that nearby there was a petrol station that actually removed all their material, the gases and gas cylinders rather, and trucks, and moved them away from the petrol station in fear of what will have become of the truck. And it is alleged that a matatu driver who was insisting that he's not going to move his vehicle because he was part of the line that, how they say kupanga line for passengers. So he insisted he will not move the vehicle. And when he started it to move it, the truck exploded, igniting the gas that was inside it and all that had leaked in and around the area. And so Kenyans were very concerned about this. As I was heading home, because I used that route yesterday evening, there was still Kenyans milling around as late as 5:30 p.m. And as late as 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., there was still Kenyans milling around the area. So it still points to a little bit of ignorance there. Suppose there was even a bigger fire, would we be seeing more casualties? Because now we understand that 2 people have been injured in regards to that fire.
Yeah.
But authorities have said that they're still yet to ascertain the cause of that fire and the leak, but Kenyans online have also very, very concerned about the people living around the area as well.
Okay, quite unfortunate. Quickly, in less than a minute, let's quickly head to South Africa. Of course, elections were conducted last week. We've seen ANC lose its 30-year majority. I know Kenyans were equally involved in banter online on this, talking about Malema and how he wasn't supported. What more can you tell us briefly?
I mean, Malema was the talk of this whole thing. Because remember when he came to Kenya and said, it's very easy to win an election. You guys need to get things right. And then he was actually, I think, among all the candidates, he was the last one. Top 4, he was actually number 4.
Yeah, he was
number
4. But
ANC has suffered a huge blow. It will have to merge with other parties to form a coalition, just like Azimio did here and Kenya Kwanza have done, and is also in talks with ANC. We might see ANC merging with other parties to form a coalition because they have now suffered an election blow. In the last 30 years, this is the first election blow. So we wait to see how that pans out in terms of the regional politics, and we also wait to see what which candidate rather the ANC will lean towards in terms of presidency. It's a very interesting fight. Of course, it has ignited the South Africa versus Kenya debate.
Yeah.
And we wait to see how that pans out, even as the memes continue doing rounds.
All right, thank you so much, Raymond Muthe, for that. Always a pleasure having you with us, telling us what exactly is making headlines online. We want to take a short break here on News Diary. I'll be